All right, everybody, welcome back to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. This is first time here, welcome. Appreciate you guys checking out the channel, checking out this video. If you guys are returning, welcome back. Truly appreciate you guys. As always, you know, I always tell everybody, I never expected this channel to even grow to this point. It was just kind of a recording of my experience as becoming a full-time sports card seller. So as I always say, I really do appreciate you guys just watching the video and just checking out. And then also the interaction, man, it's awesome, man. You guys are teaching me as much as I'm learning. So speaking of that, hopefully everybody had a great weekend. Happy Monday. It is, you know, what's my favorite word? Grinding, right? I'm grinding away and just kind of listing stuff and just kind of going through some of the orders and everything over the weekend. Had quite a bit of orders, and that's a good thing. Always a good thing. So we'll definitely get hopefully at the later this week when I do a video of what's selling and all that good stuff. So we'll get into that. But today I definitely want to talk about learning. You know, this is the thing I do every so often. It's just kind of tips, and I wouldn't say tricks. It's just kind of advice that I've gained and knowledge through my experience. And remember, this is just through my experience of doing this full time now. I started coming up. I'm going to do a video here that this is going to be about a year. At the end of this month, it will be one full year that I'm doing selling sports cards completely full time. Quit my 9-to-5 and doing this. This is just for the people who are just new subscribers or joining me. I mean, I literally, this is month 11. So, and this is just kind of a journey and a track. You know, you guys are just kind of following me, so I'll do a video on that. But this is what I've learned and what I figured out. I think at least what works for me, and hopefully if this helps somebody out, great. If it doesn't help you and if it doesn't fit your current situation, don't even worry about it, guys. But one of the things I learned, and one of the things that is very, I think, vital for me to be, I think, hopefully successful in selling sports cards full time and doing this, you know, for a living, and making sure I can actually keep this sustainable. That's the biggest thing, is keeping it sustainable. Is don't be greedy. And when I say don't be greedy, is, as you guys are aware, if you guys are watching this, I'm pretty sure you guys have some, you know, intuition about sports cards, but it goes up, it goes down, it goes all around. Okay. So the thing is, don't be greedy. If I'm able to, you know, resell a card or flip a card and make a profit, don't be greedy thinking that it's going to even go higher, and holding it and holding out on a good offer that somebody may give me. So, you know, for instance, I'll give you a really good, you know, thing. Was a Victor Wembanyama rookie card, base prism. I got a PSA 10 and I flipped it pretty quickly. I sold it for a couple $100. It went up about a week or 2, 3 weeks, whatever after that. But my thoughts were, at the moment, I literally spent maybe $30 on the box or whatever the case may be. I opened it with my daughter. It was fun. Graded it. So it probably cost me a total, and this is, you know, just whatever. I mean, invested wise, maybe about 30, 40 bucks, but that's not even including all the other cards that was in those boxes, right? So I made more than about 5 times X of my money. Could I have made 6, 7 times X if I would have held it for another month or two or waited for a different offer? Probably. But I could also not be able to find a buyer. He could have gotten injured. Who knows? Things could have went. So take my 5X profit, you know, and don't be greedy, and then move on and use that money to invest in better cards or other inventory. So that is the biggest thing that I've definitely learned this year, is that don't be greedy. If you get a good offer from a buyer and you both make out, maybe they get it a little bit under comps, or they get a really good deal and you make maybe 2 or 3 extra money, or even if you make 20% profit margin, even if you make 10% profit margin, sometimes it's okay to take that. So don't be greedy, and take whatever, you know, profit margins you can get. If you're on the profit margin, there's going to be instances where you lose money, which I understand, it happens. But the ones that you're making money, the ones that you had a decent profit margin, keep in mind, man, anything above, in my opinion, this is just me from being in sales and just being in the corporate world and everything. If you don't look at each individual card, but if you look at the items, and if you're making it, like I said, about 10 to 20% profit margin over, on top of whatever you paid it, you're killing it, man. Especially if you do it longevity wise over time. So in my opinion, in my situation, don't be greedy. If you get a great offer, if you can make 2x, 3x, 24% more, whatever the case may be, go ahead and move on. And then don't even think twice about it. This is the thing, is don't even look at it, oh, I should have held that or not. No, you have to look at it always at the positive, that you made money. You made the right decision on that card, or that investment, if you want to call it investment, or just that flipping of that specific card. You were right. This is the thing. I try to tell certain people who are in the industry, or just getting into collecting cards, or looking to resell or whatever. If you're able to make a profit, you can't look twice at it. You did what you're intended to do, was to make money, okay? Whether it's $1 or whether it's $100, doesn't matter. Whatever you decided to buy and buy as an inventory, you made the correct decision. So you got to pat yourself on the back. I don't care how much profit, but you have to pat yourself in the back, like, okay, I made the right decision, and move on. If you go back and be a Monday evening quarterback and look back like, oh, I should have saved it for another week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month or 2 months, I would have made even more money. But then, like I said, how many times, if you would have done that, how many times would it have stuff dropped and you'd be like, I should have just sold it when I should have? It's better to make money, stay ahead, than to risk it and not make anything and end up losing money. That was my thing. Is just don't be greedy, and take it as it is, and that you made the right decision and you make a little bit of profit. That's the biggest thing that I feel like, for me to try and make this successful and viable. Don't be greedy, and just take whatever profits margin you can take and make it. Another thing, and this is probably another thing that I think is kind of, it's big, it has impacted me, is that I have no control over what cards will go up, what cards will not go up, and my expectations of them. So you have no control over what players' cards go up and go down, in a sense. You only have control over what you purchase and buy. You have no control if it goes up or go down. You have no control of the value of the card. In reality, you really don't. You can kind of control the market if it's a one-on-one. I get that. However, most cards aren't one-on-ones, right? A majority of them. So I'm talking about the majority. I'm not talking about those one-on-ones or the low population cards. I'm talking about cards that you buy and you're looking to move, or whatever the case may be, is that you don't really have control over those players' cards, and your expectations sometimes changes on those players. So you have no control over that. So you can only do what you can. So purchase what you want to purchase, inventory-wise, all that stuff, but you have no control over the value of that card. If it goes up, goes down. As much as you think you have control over it, you really don't. You can only do what you can, and you can speculate. A lot of people ask for speculation plays. I try not to, because that is gambling in a sense. And you do have to take risks here and there. I do understand. Sports cards is all about risk. But trying to minimize the risk is the best part, and not being able to control the value is really it's something that it really honed in on me, is that I can only control what I can control. I can't control up and down values, and it is what it is. So don't lose sleep over it. In other words, I can't control certain aspects of this industry, so don't lose sleep over it. Don't stress over it so much, because the more you stress, the more you're trying to flip a card or move a card and it's not moving, or you can't get the right buyer, blah, 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 all that stuff of your lot, of your card or whatever, the more it becomes a burden on you and all that stuff. So that's why I try, you can only control what you control. Don't sweat the small stuff. Otherwise, number one, this will no longer be fun if it's a hobby of yours or collecting whatever. Number two, you're gonna press, and then you can make wrong decisions, whether you're gonna sell it too low, or whether you're not gonna sell, or whether you're gonna hold on to it too long, and you're married to that card all of a sudden. So don't sweat the small things, the small details that you can't control. So you can't control, like I said, all those values, up and downs, all that stuff. Control what you can only control. So only worry about that stuff. That's another thing of mine. Other than that, man, there's always little things that I gain knowledge about. And another, I mean, I guess this is the last thing I gained a little bit of knowledge, or I kind of knew this anyways, but is specific players go into the Super Bowl or go into the finals or win championships. You know, a lot of people think like, oh, holy cow, their card is going to go to the moon, right? You have to keep in mind that that's not always the case. Look at Patrick Mahomes. His cards are really, really high. However, after winning the Super Bowl here for the multiple times that he has won it, it actually didn't go up as high as a lot of people anticipated. So be unaware that not championships don't always equate to higher value card. It doesn't always equate to that it's going to keep going up. I mean, for instance, look at Joe Montana. Look at his card. Look at Peyton Manning. Look at all their rookie cards and all their cards. It went up during, the pandemic time. But look at it now, guys. All those cards are very affordable. And those guys won multiple championships. So you just can't bake on them winning a championship to increase the value of the card. That's the biggest thing. I knew this a long time ago, but some people don't. They just think that, like right now, if you guys think that for whatever reason, whoever's going to win the NBA Finals, oh my God, their rookie cards are going to go to the moon. It may build up to that point, but once they win a championship, it may plateau and it may even go down. So just be wary of that. So that's another thing I definitely picked up on and really got to hone in on, because you got to be real careful when you purchase a card at its high peak. So you got to be real careful about that. And I try to be as careful as I can on that. So there you guys go. Just kind of straight to the point. Just a few things that I've learned, doing this, selling full time, just kind of being in the hobby and collecting for many years. I have done this now. So hopefully it helps you guys a little bit, or if it doesn't help you guys, at least it reiterated a few things in your brain that sometimes you forget. Sometimes you get into the FOMO, the fear of missing out, and you buy specific cards and you make the wrong decisions or make the wrong moves here and there type of deal. So other than that, if you guys like this stuff, feel free to subscribe. If you have not subscribed, all good. As I always say, I appreciate you just watching the video and just checking out my channel. Also, check out the eBay store. It's in the link in the descriptions. I try to list hundreds and hundreds of cards a day whenever I can. Every little bit helps me. And go ahead and make an offer, guys. I'll rebuttal or accept, either or. So other than that, man, have a good rest of the week. Till next time, appreciate you guys.